Namaskar to everyone. India's National Education Policy 2020. Why it was introduced? What are the different changes going to be implemented in our education system? What are the different features of NEP 2020? Many questions are there in our mind regarding NEP 2020. But the most important question is why it was introduced. Before going to explain it, let me show you two images of a children's brain. First image you can see here, the temporal lobes are very less, where the child is getting quality early childhood education. And in the second image you can see the temporal lobes are so much visible where the child is not getting quality early childhood education. Temporal lobes refer to the memory skills of the children. And in the current education system, early childhood care and education is not a compulsory one for every children. That's why NEP 2020 has focused mainly on early childhood care and education. The committee was formed under the chairmanship of Dr. K. Kasturi Rangam. There were 9 members who drafted the NEP in 2019. And the most important changes in NEP 2020, the first one was the Ministry of HRD was renamed as Ministry of Education. The GDP investment in the education was increased from 1.6% to 6% and focusing on the gross enrollment ratio, which is going to be increased to 50% by 2035. So these are the three important changes in the NEP 2020. Now let me show the growth of this NEP 2020. In 29 July 2020, the NEP 2020 was introduced. Before that, in 1986, the first NEP was introduced, and after many years, in 1992, there was slight modification in this national policy on education. And the target in 1986 national policy on education was access and equity. Means the child has the access to educations and it should be equally distributed in the all geographical locations. It was the target in 1986, but in NEP 2020, the target is all about quality educations. All about quality educations. After 1986 NPE in modification was there in 1992, but in 2009 right to act education was introduced under this NPE 1986, where the availability and the fairness of education was given importance. But in quality education, what is going to be take changes are design a vision and framework. Under there will be two head, one is school education, another is higher education. And under quality educations, of course huge amount of GDP is required. So currently India is spending only 3% of its total GDP on education as per the survey of 1819 economic survey, but now they are targeting on 6% GDP. They are targeting on 6% GDP. What are the key proposals of the national education policy? The first one, NEP proposes to change the school academic structure from 10-12, 10 plus 2 of schooling format to 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 years format. Now the structure is going on as 10 plus 2. You can see here, this is the current structure where the foundation stage is neglected. After that the child has to complete 6 in between age 6 to 16. He or he has to complete class 10. After that 2 years of another schooling. But in the current academic structures you can see here 2 years of class 1 and 2, but before that 3 years of Anganwadi or preschool or Bal Batika between the age group of 3 to 6 must be there. It will be called as foundation, and in the next stage for class 1 and 2 it will be preparatory primary school. It will be for class 3 to 5, and for middle schools from class 6 to 8 it will be middle schools, and after that from class 9 to 12 it will be treated as secondary school system. So this is the main changes going to be held in NEP 2020. And previously the early childhood education was optional, but now it will be compulsory for every children. The second changes, the undergraduate degree structure will be available for 3 and 4 year duration. It now has multiple entry and exit options. How? Let me show you. The 3 years undergraduate degree, if a child is going to opt, then he or she can entry in between first and second year, in between second and third year, and he will have the option to exit the course also. How? Let me show you. If the child will exit after first year, he will be awarded with diploma. According to that, after completion of 2 years, he will be treated as advanced diploma. In this way, the child will have the exit option. And now it will be as per the credit-based system. One credit equal to 1 hour of teaching. It may be involved lecture or tutorials, and it one credit equal to 2 hours of practical or any field work also. So the child from wherever he has completed years of education, that will be credited in the academic bank of credit. You can see here in this chat. Suppose a child has taken education from all different 7 colleges, everything will be considered and it will be credited into the academic bank of credit. Just like the civil scores, the civil rank is decided, like that the academic score also will be decided according to this new structure. The third point is the higher education institute now will have the option of offering 1 year of master degree. Now there will be also 1 year of master degree. Suppose for a student of 3 years undergraduate course, what she has to do is the second year will be based on the research based study. For example, for BCom, BSc, BA, the master degree will be of 2 years, and first year will be normal education, and the second year will be based on the research based. It will be called as 3+2 structure. And for the students of BTech, BE, B Farm, they have to go only for 1 year of master degree, and it will be completely based on the research based study. The fourth point, government is going to discontinue the MPhil, Master in Philosophy program, and there will be no hard separation between arts and science, between curricular and extracurricular activities, between vocational and academic stream. All these are to be eliminate harmful hierarchies among and silos between different areas of learning. For example, the arts will be considered as liberal arts, where English, philosophy, and language will be there. Social science, sociology, political science, economics, all these. And under creative arts, there will be music, theater, speech, and writing art. So all these we will under soft fact of natures, and the hard science that will be treated as physics, chemistry, biology, zoology, astronomy, botany. It will be treated as STEM, that is hard fact of natures. STEM refers to science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Now, it is very important to know that some of the concept the India has taken from the abroad also, students to learn coding from class 6. This concept India has taken from China, and mother tongue to be the medium of instruction till 5th grade. This is taken from the Europe, adapting the local language, and the report card will be of comprehensive based on skill and capabilities, means 360-degree progress card to be prepared. So all these have taken from the outer, broader country. Now we will talk about the changes in the higher educations. Already we have told that MPhil is to be going to be discontinued, and there will be flexibility in the subject choosing. The multidisciplinary education and research universities, that is MERU, is going to be formed. Research culture in higher education, for that NRF is going to be introduced. Higher Education Commission of India, that is HECI, except medical and legal education, the different boards will be constituted. And what are the changes for the teachers? The National Curriculum Framework for Teachers Education, NCE-FTE 2021. By 2030, the minimum qualification for becoming a teacher will be 4-year integrated B.Ed course. And the objective of new education policy will be universalization of education, achieving global standards of education. Means somewhere we are going to compete the global standard of education. That's why the PISA was taken off. Now, what are the recommendations of NAP 2020? First one, state school standard authorities, that is SSSA, National Professional Standards for Teachers, NPST, Teacher Education Institute, that is TEI. There will be no silos. There will be more use of technology. Mother tongue and home language will be given preference. NCF for early childhood care education, school education, teacher education, and art education will be there. FLN, Fundamental Literacy and Numeracy Mission, is going to be started. 1 year preparatory class for early childhood care education. Early vocationalizations, competency-based education will be there. Parak will be there, and there are different exam reforms going to be held. And some non-financial example, that are NCF for school education, NCF for early childhood education, NCF for teacher education, NCF for adult education. The CBSE board exam pattern is going to be changed from 2021. Teacher resource on competency based education on Diksha. National Professional Standard for Teachers by NCERT. There will be separate guidelines for gifted children. There will be holistic progress card, school quality assurance and accreditation framework will be there, and different various guidelines will be implemented. And some of the financial example, launch of the mission on foundational literacy and numeracy, formation of Parak, phase 1 of implementation of preparatory class of ECE, special education zones to be constructed, teachers capacity building, for example 50 hours of CPT to be there, and setting up of triple SA would be there. Now you can see different bodies are there who are going to implement this NEP. Ministry of Education, all states, higher education, IGNO, NTA, National Testing Agency, DIET, SCERT, JNV, CBSE, RCI, all these are there. But you can see here Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan is also one of the most prominent institute who are going to implement NEP at an early stage. These are the implementing agency for the NEP 2020. Now, what are the national curriculum framework? The starting point means there are 4 stages. First stage 1, you can see here, ECCE 2, the target is fixed that by NCERT it will be done by 2021, and by SCERT or all state boards it will be done by 2022. And the school educations, which has to be completed by 2021 by NCERT and 2022 by SCERT. And the adult education, the same target, by 2021 by NCERT and by 2022 by the all state boards. And the teacher education by NCTE, National Teacher Training Institutes, by 2022, and by all the universities it will be implemented by 2023. Now we will talk about the early childhood care and educations. There will be training of Anganwadi workers. Course would be developed by 2021, and the course will be completed by 2024. There will be 1 year of Bal Vatika, which is going to be start with Anganwadi or school where the trained Anganwadi workers or teachers are available, and the resources to be developed by NCERT by 2022 and SCRT by 2023. Now we will talk about the FLN mission, that is Foundational Literacy and Numeracy. The goal is to achieve the foundational literacy and numeracy for all grade 3 learners by 2025, and the mission at national level to be completed by 2021 and all states by 21-22. And the frameworks already prepared by 2021, and the state level it will be by 21-22, and the operations to be taken off in 2021-22 in all states and all UTS. And the benchmarking, the National Achievement Survey in 21, 23 and 25, there will be the benchmarking, and the State Achievement Survey would be held in 22, 24 and 26, just after 1 year at National Achievement Survey. Now we are moving to the next section. Mother tongue, home or local or any regional language. There will be mapping. There will be mapping first for selected areas. The teacher will be identified from the local areas, and teacher training to be conducted by SCRT, and the effort that teach by Ministry of Information by the using LI, and the resource that is supposed to be developed in the both MOI and LI. Now we will talk only about the key highlights of NEP 2020. First one, ensuring the universal access at all levels of schooling from pre-primary school to grade 12, ensuring quality early childhood care and education for all children between 3 to 6 years, new curricular and pedagogical structure, that is 5334, no hard separation between arts and science, between curricular and extracurricular activities, between vocational and academic streams, establishing the national mission on foundational literacy and numeracy, emphasis on promoting multilingualism and Indian languages, the medium of instruction until at least grade 5, but preferably till grade 8 and beyond, will be the home language or mother language or local language or any other regional languages. Assessment reforms, board exams on up to 2 occasions during any given school years, one main examination and one for improvement if desired by the students. Setting up a new national assessment center, that is PARAG, Performance Assessment Review and Analysis of Knowledge for Holistic Development. Robust of transparent processes for recruitment of teachers and merit-based performance, setting up of state school standard authority, exposure of vocational education in school and higher education system, holistic multidisciplinary education with multiple entry and exit options, NTA to offer common entrance exam for both admission to higher education institutes, and establishment of academic bank of credits. So these were the highlights. Few more highlights are there. Setting up of national research foundations, expansion of open and distance learning to increase gross enrollment ratio, internalization of education and teacher education means 4 year integrated stage specific subject specific bachelor of educations, and finally the achieving 100% youth and adult literacy. So the only impossible journey is the one you have never begin. So thank you for watching. That's all from my side. Thank you.